So, the Denver Broncos have found their replacement for Tim Patrick. When Timmy P went down in training camp, his role in Sean Payton's offense was starting to become clear. His primary role was going to be to serve as basically a big slot receiver in three wide receiver sets with Courtland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy split out wide on the outside. And his secondary role was going to be to serve as basically the backup X receiver on the outside to Courtland Sutton. And he would basically rotate in whenever you'd need somebody with more reliable hands, quite frankly, because of the two players, Tim Patrick has the more reliable hands than Courtland Sutton. He just does. So overall, it felt like that was going to be the main two roles for Tim Patrick, and now that he's gone, we have to replace those roles somehow. Marquez Callaway figures to step in Tim Patrick's secondary role of backup X-receiver to Courtland Sutton, although Callaway has also gotten plenty of snaps in the slot as well. But we needed somebody to really step in and fill Tim Patrick's primary role this year of big slot receiver. And there is a candidate who may be a surprise to some and not a surprise to others who's stepping into that role, and it seems to be the favorite, and he seems to be the favorite to win that job, and that is Brandon Johnson. The Broncos initially signed Brandon Johnson last year as an undrafted free agent out of UCF, and he was a training camp darling even last season and played really well in the Broncos' 3 preseason games. Unfortunately, he got injured in our last preseason game against the Minnesota Vikings with a high ankle sprain, and the team had to waive him with an injury settlement. But they really liked what they had seen from Johnson in training camp in the preseason last year, so once he was healthy, the team brought him back on the practice squad. They called him up onto the active roster for 2 games. I believe it was the Ravens game, or no, it was one of the Raiders games, and then it was the Carolina Panthers game. And in those 2 games, he caught 6 passes for 42 yards and his first NFL touchdown in that Panthers game. Johnson is 6'2" and 195 pounds, so he's certainly the ideal body for a big slot, and he is blazing fast for his speed. If I come over here and look at his 40-yard dash, it's 4.61, but that is way, way, way too high. I feel like if you were to retime his 40-yard dash now, it would probably be 4.4. I'm not even joking, man. Brandon Johnson, this 4.61 40-yard dash here on his pre-draft measurable Wikipedia page, I'm not buying that at all. Just seeing him in person, he runs way faster than that, and anyone who watched him play last season will also attest to that. So Brandon Johnson brings really nice speed from the slot, especially for that big size, and he's got the big body and the catch radius to go up and make those 50-50 balls, those contested catches, and Russell Wilson has really started to trust Brandon Johnson quite a bit in this offense. So he's somebody that is really going to step into that Tim Patrick big slot role this year. I'm really excited about that too, because Brandon Johnson had a lot of potential in training camp last year. Unfortunately, he just kind of got buried down the depth chart. This year, Sean Payton is entering this season with the mindset of he doesn't care how you got here, he just cares what you do now that you are here. And Brandon Johnson has been a really nice contributor for the Denver Broncos in training camp, especially in lieu of the Tim Patrick injury, and that's something that I expect to continue throughout the preseason. I fully anticipate Brandon Johnson getting first team reps in the first preseason game in Arizona on Friday. I'm fully expecting him to see a very significant role in this offense this year, just because he's replacing such a key player in this offense, or who was thought to be a key player in this offense this season in Tim Patrick. All right, Broncos country, how excited are you guys for Brandon Johnson's breakout year this year? Because I really feel like it's coming. Drop those comments down below, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts, as always. Be sure to leave a like on this video, as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are 2 free and easy ways to show your support, as always, and that tells YouTube's algorithm to help push us out, helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country, just like you and me. And until next time, guys, this has been another episode of Denver Broncos Syndicate. I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.